Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today we have a video that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but because of its subject matter, it requires a lot of analyzing and figuring out the exact placement for these lines. We're ranking all the rainbow and shadow high lines. I'm doing them together because obviously they're all basically the same thing. Okay, so it includes rainbow high, junior high, Pacific Coast, and shadow high. So really quickly, I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible. Dolls such as the collector dolls and a few special edition dolls, I really couldn't lump them all into the same category, so they will not be in this list. However, I did include both sets of twins because I feel like they are kind of their own little thing. I was going to initially put all four of them together, but I just split them 2 and 2. So they're their own separate lines. If you want to see me rank the special edition and the collectors amongst themselves, I can totally do that. But I just really didn't feel like it was appropriate to lump all of those together when they were initially released separately. Second of all, this is just my opinion, okay, as a collector. As someone who has been collecting these dolls since January of 2021, yeah, okay, 2021. So this was about 5 months after they were released. And as someone who owns probably 80 to 85%, probably 80 of these dolls, I feel like I'm kind of a good judge of these, but you know what? There is no right or wrong answer, okay? If your list is the complete opposite of mine, that's totally okay. We just have to remember these are pieces of plastic that we all really love, and our opinions are totally going to differ because if we all have the same opinion, the world would be pretty freaking boring. So grab some tea, grab a snack, sit down, and listen to me talk about these dolls. In spot 17 is the cheer line. Now, let me explain this because these are not bad designs. They're not bad dolls. They're just, I don't use mine, okay? I find it very difficult to display mine because they cannot stand on their own, except Jade. They can't stand on their own very well. They do not come with stands, and at the time they were only about $4 cheaper than the regular dolls. So I do own all of them, and this isn't me being like, these are the worst dolls ever, and I just want to get rid of all of them. No, somebody has to come in last place, and honestly, when you compare them to everybody else, it's them. A lot of their designs are super cute. There's not an ugly doll in this line. Poppy is definitely my least favorite, with Violet being my favorite, but I feel like when you literally compare them to any other doll line, they're extremely forgettable. And for me personally, I know you can remove the decals and stuff, but I wouldn't do that. But I've never changed mine because as someone who restyles her dolls all the time, I find it kind of hard to restyle these because they're always going to look like cheer dolls to me. But I don't know. I think they were good for their time, but they're definitely not up to par with what the franchise is now. Series 2 gets to be Sweet 16, and there's a lot of reasons for this. So this series is the least cohesive out of any Rainbow High series to ever exist. The only reason they're above the cheer dolls is because they came with stands and second outfits. So I own all the girls. I don't own River because I don't collect boy dolls, but I mean, really, he's fine. He's there. You guys know Series 2 Amaya, my least favorite Rainbow High doll ever. Just doesn't make any sense at all. The outfits are really bad. And what bothers me about her the most is that she comes with the cheer outfit as her second outfit. Why didn't they, if they had to, why didn't they just give her a cheer doll? I feel like Karma's outfits are very underdeveloped and they're not very good. Crystal's bottoms and her ridiculous headband thing are just poor Crystal. I always say she was ahead of her time, and she totally was. Karma, though, back to Karma really quick. She was unique because she had brown eyes, and she was the first one to come with completely stick straight hair. Stella and Bella are definitely the stars. Bella because she's the first Rainbow High doll I fell in love with. However, my only complaint with Bella is the shiny face and the fact that her skin tone is her literal color palette. And Stella, my only issue with her is her second outfit skirt is just absolutely terrifying. So really, every doll in this line is problematic, unfortunately. And they don't really, when you look at all the other lines, there is a red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet thing going on, purple, whatever. This one doesn't really have that. You've got 2 pinks, a green, kind of 2 blues. If you want to consider Crystal purple, go for it. I don't know. And then you have this rainbow thing at the end. Amaya doesn't look like she belongs in this line at all. And then it's really confusing because you have the 2 pinks. So I'm sorry if this is your favorite line. I'm very sorry. But It's just not very cohesive at all. It's kind of just like they took a bunch of characters and threw them together. Things got slightly better when they made this series smaller. So in spot 15 is Junior High Series 2. So you guys know I don't own any of these dolls, but I have a whole video ranking them all as a whole. Now the Bella is definitely like one of my favorite little junior high dolls of all time. But I do think that everyone, even Amaya, drastically improved in this series. I'm very, very glad that they went with the original white-haired Amaya instead of the rainbow one. They look much, much better. Some of them, like Stella, she's a bit underwhelming. They could have done better with Stella. My only issue really with these is their price point and that they don't come with stands. Next up, we have the Rainbow High Twins. So these two were the very first twins pack that was introduced. They also gave us our first brand new face sculpt. However, the reason they are so low is because their outfits are absolutely horrendous, and Holly looks like she would be a better twin to Series 2 Amaya. Laurel, however, is one of my favorite Rainbow High dolls of all time, and I think she's the reason they were up a few more spots. So they look like they match, but they also, like, their outfits are just so bad. You would almost rather have them not match and wear something that was, like, nicer, and these pieces are not versatile at all. The shoes I can use and I do use, but their outfits are just very, very difficult to use for anything, and I feel like the outfits really do drag them down. Lucky number 13, we have the Series 1 Junior High dolls. Now, these really, for me, I love 4 of them. Well, no, I love 3 of them to death. 1 is very lackluster and forgettable, and 2 of them, I just really am not vibing with the outfits. You can go check out my entire video to figure out who is who. However, 3 of them, just to be clear, Sunny, Poppy, and Violet are absolutely stunning in my opinion. They're all very cute. Again, we're going to see a ton of these Series 1 because these are our girls. These are our 6 girls, and without them, this franchise would not be here. So they are not the lowest of their little group here. Obviously, that was Cheer, but again, they are junior high dolls, no stands, no second outfits, and their price point is confusing as all get out. The rock stars come in 12th place, okay? And it hurts me to put a doll like Vanessa this low, but you guys know my opinion on Carmen. I am in this serious minority when it comes to my opinion on Carmen. Lyric, I love Lyric. I don't know. I'm like flip-flopped on those two, like in the community of Rainbow High collectors. But okay, so if you think about it, for their time, they were amazing. We were all like, what the actual heck? Especially when we saw Vanessa's picture leaked. It was her, Robin, and Daria. And we were all like, oh my God, what is MGA coming up with now? And just absolutely incredible. But if you think about, as time has gone on, the other bands they have released, these 3 just look the least cohesive to me. Also, their instruments are the most boring. I always compare them to Neon Shadow instruments. I'm sorry, I just can't help it. But Vanessa, if we just put Vanessa like as a solo girl, she would be so much higher. But really, it's the other 2. I like certain pieces of their outfits, but both Vanessa's looks really scream drummer and little rock star girly and exactly what she's going for. But the other 2, unfortunately, drag her down, and they just look the least cohesive as a group. Number 11, we have Costume Ball. So this was a very, very unique concept. Now, the only reason these dolls are not higher is because of their like $37.99 price point, okay? I think here you're really paying for packaging because there's no second outfit. There's no like second pair of shoes. You just get the doll, the stand, and a comb, which me personally, I never use those. So you're really just paying for the different type of packaging, which I hope they never do that again. I mean, it was cool, but I would much rather pay extra money for another outfit and something else. But anywho, you think about the concept, like costume. They had the most, like a lot of people want to be a witch or a vampire for Halloween or a fairy, you know, all of that stuff. Everybody looked really good. Violet was a little bit lackluster for me. I have seen all of them in stores. I only own Lola at this point, and I think I will only be getting Bella, but that's not to say I don't like the other ones. I really like them, and if there's like some mega clearance sale, I'll probably get the other ones, but I feel like I said, Violet is a little bit lackluster. Eliza, I've seen a lot of people having trouble finding good Elizas, but I think the other 4 seem to be doing really well. That's not to say that Eliza isn't beautiful, because she is. I think it's just a curse of the bangs. But this was a cool line. I think it should have come out way before Halloween so that they would have been in stores at Halloween, because I know that's like when they were starting to be distributed, and some people were finding them and other people were like, no, my store doesn't have them and stuff. And they just now showed up at my Walmart like 3 weeks ago. So, if that, honestly. But anyway, Costume Ball was a great line, and they just missed the top 10. Guys, I messed up, and I messed up big time. So the real number 11 is Series 1, okay? So the ranking is going to be, like, I'll say certain numbers. I don't know. From here on out, it should be okay, but everything else just goes back a number, everybody before this, if that makes sense. I am so sorry. Look, people, I have 3 Thanksgivings, okay, going on. I had one Thursday, I have one today when I'm filming this, and I have one tomorrow. So there's a lot, so please forgive me, okay? I've had to do a lot of extroverting in the past couple of days, and I have more coming, so for this introvert, that's not fun. But anyway, back on topic. So Series 1, honestly, they were pretty darn good for their time, okay? I love them all, even though they've got their shiny faces. I might not vibe with Jade's Pieces or Violet's Base Doll, but they are incredibly iconic. And the fact that this line could do that with their very first, like, release was amazing. We should have known then that we were in for a real treat. Anyway, the real number 11 spot goes to Series 1. Number 10, we have the Royal 3. Now, before everyone freaks out, you guys know I love Tiara and I love Minnie, okay? I don't have Tessa yet, and this is kind of like when I ranked all of them, like individual doll-wise. I don't have Tessa yet, so I haven't fallen in love with her yet, like all of you say I'm going to do when I get her and I restyle her. So they kind of had to come middle of the pack, because I can't really be like, oh, I'm putting them lower because I don't like Tessa, or oh, I'm just going to put them higher and then maybe Tessa and I like don't bond, you know? So they're coming in middle of the road. Honestly, what I can say though, from the 2 I do have, Tiara is the greatest. You would think I would love Minnie because she's my pink girl, and I do love her, but it's definitely Tiara's face mold. They are so cool, such a unique concept. I am still, on my K-pop discovery journey. Okay, so I'm still learning a ton of stuff. I wasn't really into K-pop, so I wasn't excited for them. And then my friend Allie was like, you really should get into K-pop. So like I've been slowly, accumulating K-pop songs in my library, and these girls look phenomenal. Their outfits are really cute, specifically Tiara and Minnie. What is holding me back from buying Tessa, if you're new here, are her outfits. And I've actually had her in my hands twice, and I just keep putting her back. I'm just going to wait for a sale because I need to get her. I have to complete the trio. Like, I can't not have her. That'd be so rude. So I will get her, and maybe they'll go up in my ranking. Maybe they'll go down. I don't know. It really all depends on Tessa Park. At number 9, we have my cat ladies, Neon Shadow. Uma, Harley, and Mara are 3 dolls that I love with my whole heart and soul. Specifically, Uma and Mara. Harley, she's a more recent addition to my collection than the other 2, so I'm still trying to get to love her. But I was hesitant. God bless you, my love. My cat sneezed. Sorry. Anyway, I was hesitant to get Harley because of her outfits, so I waited, and then I bought her and I restyled her, and I love her. Again, that's probably going to happen with Tessa. Like, you all keep yelling at me. It will, but we'll see. So these 3 obviously got put a little higher because I love all 3 of them. Now, I have said Mara and Uma, specifically in their second outfits here, look more like they belong in a group. Harley's outfits are very all over the place and confusing, but the fact that Mara and Uma, I love them. They look very cohesive. They could honestly just be like a duo on their own. I mean, Harley's cool. We can't leave her out. And their instruments are just the superior of the 2 bands that we got with instruments. They're so cool, and I absolutely love them. I did think it was a little weird in the beginning when they were putting the Shadow High thing was supposed to be they were all grayscale, and then they come out with these neon Shadow High dolls. It was confusing. I wasn't on board for it at first, but I quickly fell in love with them, and they're little motif. It's cats, so obviously they get a couple extra points for that. Number 8, we have the final Rainbow Vision trio. No, this was not purposely done, but it just kind of came down to which ones do I like the most out of the trios? So let me explain this to you guys. These 3, I said this earlier, Malene and Sabrina look like they belong in a group, and Aisha's outfit's a little bit different. But if you look at them compared to all the other groups we have seen so far, these three, you look at them and you're like, yep, they're a trio. I know exactly what they are. They also did not come with instruments. They literally came with those cool microphones, a ton of little tiny accessories, and a suitcase vanity. So it was something different. It was something we had not seen before. However, I really wish they would have each come with something different, because now I have like 3 of each in different colors and I don't need them. But I mean, it was cool. Very nice little gimmick. I'm glad they didn't give us another recolor of like the same instruments. Adorable. All of their outfits are really good. Aisha, definitely, her outfits are the weakest in my personal opinion. I do feel that she's a very underrated doll, honestly, but all 3 of them are beautiful, and I was so excited for them to come out. The hunt for Sabrina was something that was a saga on this channel forever, and my unboxing experience with Malene was just something I will remember like probably for the rest of my life. It was so like surreal, and she was beautiful. She took my breath away. They're incredible, and I really hope Rainbow High does not stick to the storyline that they're doing for them, because that's not very cool, man. But I don't know, justice for Sabrina. But anyway, these 3 are amazing. The Storm Twins are at number 7 because I really couldn't justify putting them any higher because they are a duo. However, if you really look at how much effort and detail was put into these 2 dolls, it is crazy. Their price point was a little bit ridiculous, and I'm being a total hypocrite because I did pay it and I shouldn't have. I should have waited. But they're really, it's just everywhere you look on Naomi and Veronica Storm, there is a detail, and their clothes are phenomenal. Yes, I know we all had, for the most part, a lot of us were like, oh my God, the bubblegum is so bad. And some people have fixed it. I personally have it taken out. And with my visual impairment, it does not bother me unless I'm looking directly at Veronica. But I mean, I guess that's a perk to being legally blind, right? Like I can't see the gaping hole in her mouth unless I'm looking directly at her. But anyway, a lot of people love Veronica. I think Naomi is my twin. I always claim her. I always say she is my favorite. She was from the very beginning. But seriously, the 2 of them are amazing. I do could we get fashion packs for them in the future, but not the whole mystery package thing that they got going on. We're not going to talk about that. But everything that was put into these dolls, they're incredible. Their characters are really cool too. They are the superior twins. And I don't know if it's fair to say that because Laurel and Holly were still pretty early on, but I mean, come on, just freaking look at them. We have Pacific Coast at number 6, and I wanted to put this line so much higher. However, they were Pacific Coast dolls, so they did not come with second outfits, and they really just have a bathing suit and then their accessories. They also were the dolls that introduced the second leg gimmick, which no one likes. And if you do like that, I'm more power to you. Anywho, they also have Finn, which I'm not really a big fan of boy dolls, as you guys know, but he really doesn't drag them down too much because he's a pink doll, so he is definitely superior than River. But as for the girls, I love all 6 of them with a burning passion. Their looks are so solid, even though they are bathing suit looks. Just freaking look at them, you guys, okay? There is not a bad doll in this line. And if you're not really a fan of Hallie specifically, change her, because everything you put Hallie Capri in just makes her look gorgeous. And she goes so up in your ranking scale. Trust me on that. Simone is one of my favorite Rainbow High dolls of all time. I love Margot and Harper, Bella, obviously. Phaedra was super unique. We see so much of Phaedra's character in the show. So definitely, they're all stars in their own way. And I would have loved to put them higher, but because they only come with 1 outfit and it is the bathing suit, they had to be a little bit lower. Winter Break starts off our top 5. And let me tell you guys, these are all of them, I believe, are my favorite dolls from these characters so far. This was incredible. You got the doll, 2 outfits, a stand, and skis or a snowboard. Okay, and then probably hangers and a comb. But this was amazing. It was for $36? That wasn't bad. I did not buy all of them at once, but Ruby was my first and Sunny was my last. I have a very serious obsession with Winter Break Violets specifically. I used to carry this doll around my house. I actually have 3 Winter Break Violets. Does that play a little bit into my ranking of this line? Yes, because they look good. The only negative thing I will say about this line, Sunny's outfits are very bad. And I've noticed that has been a common opinion among a lot of the Rainbow High collectors. This is my favorite Sunny Madison doll, but outfit-wise, the girl needs help. So sorry, Sunny. But this Skylar in particular was my favorite blue doll for a while. This was my favorite purple doll for a while, for Violet. Like, they're incredible. And honestly, I think I do prefer, well, except Violet, I think I prefer everybody else's second outfits. I might prefer Sunny's first, but Ruby, Poppy, Jade, and Skylar's second outfits are incredible. Yes, the snowsuits are cool and they make sense, but for me, I love all of the second outfits. This Ruby is so incredibly underrated. I know a lot of people despise her, and I don't know why. I think she's amazing. This line was just, I thought this was Rainbow High at its best. Clearly I was wrong, but for real, this was a phenomenal line, and I think it's still aged really, really well. Coincidentally, Series 4 comes in 4th place, and the only reason they are not higher is because I do not love all 6 of these dolls, and their quality control was really, really bad. I feel like they rushed to get these dolls out, and they were not checking. Primarily for me, most of my Series 4 dolls have messed up lips, and that's because of the fact with my visual impairment, it is very hard for me to check. And when I'm looking at makeup and stuff in the stores, I am looking at like their eyeshadow and things like that. I didn't even think to check the lips. So I do have 2 Delilahs. My original one has really bad lips, but one of you guys sent me another one as a gift, and she is absolutely perfection. And I look at her every day and I smile like a freaking moron. But these dolls, they did so many different things with all 6 of them. We have Delilah and Jewel, how different those 2 are. We've got a lot of hair accessories for Mila and Mina. Oh, also they get points taken off for lack of creativity in the naming department. This was kind of confusing because some of them came with an extra pair of legs, others did not. Some that were supposed to didn't. In the case of me buying Leela, didn't come with a stand or extra pair of legs. That was fun. And then my Leela also has a broken neck, but that I accidentally did that on my own. Don't ask me how I did it. I picked her up one day and her head fell off. So I kind of fixed it. But Leela is kind of a controversial doll. She is either like a fan favorite, or for me, I want to love this doll as much as a lot of you do, but I can't. I don't know why. So I'm neutral on her because she's cute, but I don't know. And I haven't talked about Coco. Coco's an amazing doll, such a cute character. Her outfits really drag her down. But speaking of outfits, Mila's second outfit is like one of the best things MGA has ever made. So they all look good. They're very nice. Again, quality control, lack of creativity with the naming, and the fact that I do not triple love all 3 of them, or all 6 of them. Oh my God, I'm sorry. That really determined what made the other 3 lines that are in front of them, you know, like it was hard to put them. They're not low. I mean, what do we have, like 18 lines here? They're not low by any means, but they were good. They were really, really good. And I'm anxious to see if Series 5 is going to top this. I don't know. At number 3, we have Slumber Party. So this may surprise you that these 3, like, it's a very small line, okay? It's one of our little trios. They are this high. But let me tell you, the love I have for all 3 of them is ridiculous. I mean, Marissa was our first gold doll, and I'm obsessed with her. Her outfits, I'm not so obsessed with, but I can look past that because she looks amazing in like anything you put her in. Brianna, such an incredible pink doll. Just amazing. And Robin, you guys, like, you don't even need to explain why Robin is good. Like, freaking look at her. They're amazing. I just feel like they took like Slumber Party to like a whole new level. They are so pretty. And the thing is, I don't know. I see the problem with them was, I'm trying to figure out how to word this nicely. They were Walmart exclusives. Again, they had a little bit of a distribution problem. It took my stores, literally my multiple Walmarts, forever to get all 3 of them. And now there's like an overabundance. There was one shelf like a couple months ago, my best friend and I were walking, and there was an entire end cap of all Brianna's. Like, the entire thing was Brianna's. And I was like, what the heck? Who ordered this overabundance? And you think if they would have that many and they were this old, they'd put them like on clearance. No. So I'm confused. But anyway, that's not the doll's fault. They really knew what they were doing with this line. It looks good. All of their looks are super cute. I feel like, okay, Marissa, in my opinion, does have the weaker outfits, but like maybe she's the more chill and casual out of the three. I don't know. Because again, this is where they fall victim to Rainbow High having way too many characters and there's really no development. But this is an amazing line. Even though I'm not really a playset collector, the sleeping bags and the pillows were so adorable and they're really cute for displaying as like backdrops and things like that. So I love these three. Number 2, Shadow High Series 1. So I own all the girls again, but Ash is definitely the most superior boy. I did buy these girls. My Walmart that never gets anything beforehand had this entire display like 3 days before they were supposed to be on shelves. So thank you, Walmart. My bestie and I literally took the entire display apart looking for the perfect ones, and we got them. So yes, you guys know that Luna is a doll that I really do not care for, but Luna's second outfit's pretty good. But again, like with Nicole too, I don't really like her how she comes, but Nicole is now one of my absolute favorite dolls. Heather, Chanel, and Natasha are freaking incredible. Like, okay, look at Heather. Just look at everything she comes with. Chanel's first outfit is like one of the best things I've ever seen. And I really am trying to avoid talking about Natasha because you guys know she is my favorite thing MGA has ever made. I firmly believe nothing will ever change that. I am the biggest Natasha Zima stan in the entire freaking universe. I love her. She was so underrated. And then finally now people are starting to see that I was right. Natasha is amazing. But this was a super, super cool concept at the time. Some people were kind of put off by it, thinking, oh my God, no kid is going to like that. Well, a lot of people were saying this line feels like it's more geared towards the adult collectors like us. And I feel like it was. It's amazing. I don't really know if Shadow High Series 2, just based on what we know, is really going to live up to the hype, which is kind of sad. But this was a time, it was a moment. It is definitely not, like I still hear people talking about how amazing Shadow High Series 1 was. I remember when MGA put out the first picture of this and everyone was like, holy crap, what are we getting into? Like, it was just craziness. They're all amazing. There's not a bad doll in this line. I feel like the only reason they're not number 1 is because there are some that I don't generally like triple love, again, all 6 of them, but they're pretty freaking amazing, you guys. And my number 1 Rainbow High line is still Series 3. Let me tell you guys why. So I love all 6 of these dolls. Even now, with some of the ones that have not aged as well as the others and were semi-problematic, I can still look past that because nothing has made me freak out as much as when these 6, it was their concept art sketches that were released first, and it was so long before we even got them. And then I wanted them all so bad. And again, with dolls like Daria and Daphne, who kind of have semi-problematic clothing, it is okay because the beauty of the doll makes up for it. Gabriella is actually one of my favorite Rainbow High dolls ever. I love her whole clean cut aesthetic. Emmy, she was my first one. My best friend picked her out for me, and she was the one I was actually the most excited for, believe it or not. Cheryl and Georgia definitely are the superior out of the line, and they are still 2 of my favorite dolls to this day, Cheryl in particular. I love them all. I think they go really, really well, especially with the whole Roy G. Biv thing that, Rainbow has going on. I really thought Series 4 was gonna top it, but for me personally, they did not. And I happen to know that, talking with a lot of you guys and watching other people's videos, Series 3 is ranked very high amongst the fandom. So I knew going into this, Series 3 was gonna be number 1. I just had to figure out what the heck all the other places were. So this is an amazing series. I hate having to split them up when I put everybody in rainbow order, even though it's aesthetically pleasing. Right now, I've got them all split up by series, and just putting these 6 together, it's weird because it's kind of nostalgic for me, which it shouldn't be because it was only a year ago, but it is, and they all look so good, and they're amazing. They were doing a lot of experimenting here. I think this was the first time we really saw MGA experiment with this doll line. And like with the freckles, new face molds, skin tones, and eye colors, like it was just craziness. And it was amazing. And we got these 6 beauties out of it. I told you guys it would be a long one, and it was. I'm sorry. I love to talk, especially about things that I love. Let me know down below which of the doll lines is your absolute favorite. Also, if you want to see me rank the special edition / collector dolls amongst themselves, I can totally do that, because that needs to be its own separate video. Anywho, please remember, keep your comments polite and respectful to myself and each other down below. If you have not already, give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to join the fam. We have something super special happening once I hit 3,000, and tap that really cool notification bell so you know the exact moment I post a new video. Have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye everybody.